Good afternoon, financial professionals. My name is Brendan Derone. I'm the Chief Distribution Officer here and Managing Partner at E4 Insurance Services, welcoming you to the BREW, building relationships every week. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you joining the BREW for the first time, we'd like to welcome you to the BREWcast by celebrating today's national days. So we've got 3 national days today that I always try to tie together. This one's a little more challenging, but it's National Popeye the Sailor Man Day. So be sure to have some spinach later. There's also National Bootlegger Day in honor of Al Capone's birthday. And it is National Classy Day and a tribute to the legendary Betty White. So how do you tie those all together? Well, I can imagine that, Betty White for her birthday, while also celebrating dry January, has a spinach smoothie to promote long life, make it to her ripe old age of 100. So rest in peace, Betty White, and Al Capone for that matter. On today's brew, we're excited to have Kelsey Lane from Grail Insurance join us today to discuss the Galleri test. Many of the top life insurance companies are embracing innovation to detect cancer early using the Galleri. This is a first of its kind multi-cancer early detection test that looks for a signal shared by 50 plus types of cancer with a single blood test. Feel free to use the chat box to share your thoughts or ask questions. Also, all attendees are registered for a drawing for a CE voucher and a Starbucks gift card. We'll be announcing the winner at the end. Thank you for tuning in. Kelsey, great to see you, and I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks, Brendan. What a day to be here. The
Yeah.
Betty White day, the dry day, all of that good spinach stuff there. So, let me make sure I am sharing what I want to share. There we go. So thank you again so much for having me. My name is Kelsey Spencer. I actually got married since the blurb was written, but I lead our distribution
Congrats.
partnerships. Thank you. Um, I work at Grail. I lead our distribution partnerships, and my role is to ensure that agents and advisors are educated on what the Galleri test is, so they can quickly and efficiently offer this test to their clients through the various insurance carrier offerings that are taking place. I do have a background in the life insurance industry, but I've been at Grail for about the last year and a half now. And I was actually one of the founding members of the life insurance team, the first one on the life insurance team to have a life insurance background at Grail. So, very exciting opportunity to move from a life insurance carrier into the biotech space. I'm here today to discuss how Grail and life insurance carriers are partnering together with the shared goal to change the future of cancer mortality. And as we start, I want to ask everybody on the call here a question. Do you or someone that you know, have you been impacted by cancer? It could be yourself, a family member, a friend, a colleague. Unfortunately, it's safe to say, I think, that pretty much all of us have been touched by cancer in some way, shape, or form, some closer than others, unfortunately. But cancer is out there and it is profound. It's a leading cause of death. And in 2018, globally, 18 million new cancer cases were reported, and over 9.6 million people died of cancer. And then, like everything else, for further complicating things are the effects of the global pandemic, which there were over 9 million missed screenings in the US. And as a result, cancer mortality is projected to rise in the next several years. And according to the US National Cancer Institute, there will be 10,000 more breast and colorectal cancer deaths over the next decade because of COVID. And also very pertinent to this audience, we know that cancer is the number one cause of death in individual life insurance portfolios as well. Today, there are routine screenings for only 5 different types of cancer, and you can see those listed on the screen here. It's breast, cervical, colon, lung, prostate, and just make a note that no single person is eligible to take all 5 of these routine screenings. Additionally, 70% of cancer deaths are caused by cancers that don't have routine screenings. And you can see some of the big ones down there, like pancreatic cancer, being listed there as well. But luckily, there's hope. We know if cancer is detected and treated at early stages, many cancers are actually curable, and they're curable with technology that we already have out there. And early cancer detection is key to more effective treatments and ultimately increase survival rates. So I'm pleased to introduce Galleri. This is what it looks like. Galleri is the first of its kind multi-cancer early detection test where, with a simple blood draw, we can detect a cancer signal across more than 50 different types of cancer. So this is what the box looks like. It's about the size of a box of tissues. It has 2 vials in there where you go and get your blood drawn. And the way that you order this test is you go through a telemedicine provider, and it gets sent to your door. And then you book your lab draw appointment and they send it off and it gets processed. So as I said, the Galleri test looks for a shared cancer signal in the blood. Our blood is a giant waste collection system, and the cancer tumors shed DNA into the bloodstream. And so our test is able to detect a shared cancer signal from the DNA that's shed into the bloodstream, and it reports back based off that. It's proven to detect over 50 different types of cancer, including those that you see listed here, the majority of which do not have screenings available right now. The test also has a false positive rate, which is less than 1%. So for instance, if you screen, let's say, 1,000 policyholders with this test, only 5 will be a false positive. And those who do have a false positive are also able to take a free retest within, I think it's about 6 months, is usually when they choose to get that retest, so that they can get peace of mind that that test will come back, without a cancer signal again. And it was truly just the test, not finding it. When it comes to predicting where in the body cancer is located, our test tends to get it right. It's highly accurate. And we don't just tell you, if you have a positive signal detected, we don't just tell you, hey, you have cancer, good luck, go find it. We're actually able to provide cancer signals of origin to direct subsequent diagnostic workups. So it allows your doctor to be able to pinpoint where that cancer might be so they can very quickly and efficiently, scan or look in that area for the cancer. Finally, the test is very sensitive to detecting the 12 most deadly types of cancer at localized stages when curative treatment is possible. Just to be very explicit here, Galleri is the product and Grail, the company I'm with, is the company who makes it. We're headquartered in Silicon Valley, where our research takes place. And then we also have a large lab facility in Research Triangle Park, North Carolina, where our test sampling process is done. And at Grail, our mission is simple. We want to detect cancer early when it can be cured. One of the avenues, along with others, one of the avenues we've discovered to make this test more widely available is to offer it through life insurance carriers that have pilot and now expansion programs in place with us. These carriers will select an in-force, underline that, an in-force book of business to offer the Galleri test to eligible clients for free. They're selecting a group of in-force policies that this is available for. As you can imagine, there's a very easy and natural alignment between life insurance carriers wanting to extend lives along with their clients, obviously wanting to extend their own lives along the way as well. So it just was a really good fit so far in the life insurance industry. Now, we do understand that your mission as financial professionals are a little bit more nuanced. So maybe you don't have the same, skin in the game like life insurance carriers have. So we've tried to tailor the rest of the conversation about how Galleri can help you and ultimately help your clients. And a big part of that is a single additional screening has the potential to give your clients more time. Time means something different to all of us. Brendan, time may mean, spending more time on the golf course. I don't know. But what remains universal is that no one has full control over how much time they're going to have in their life. You already help your clients with a major source of control, which is their financial matters, and you do that all day, every day. You know your clients very intimately. You're there listening to their hopes and their dreams and their fears. And you use this knowledge to help them achieve their goals while mitigating risks. Usually, with proper planning, you can help them buy whatever they'd like. But one thing that you can't help them buy, and worse, you can't even help them plan for, is probably one of the most important things to them. And that's the amount of time they get in their life. And hopefully that's until now. Because with the Galleri test, you have maybe the opportunity to offer your clients the chance at getting more time doing what they love. And we've heard from Galleri champions across our networks, financial professionals who have offered this to their clients, or even, have just had the opportunity to offer this to their clients is, if I was able to do something for my clients, I knew I was able to do something for my clients, and I didn't do that thing, it's not going to be my best day, right? And we've heard that in videos, and I'm going to show you a link where you can go and watch a financial professional literally say that that's not going to be a very good day for me. So that the sentiment is out there, and I think that's very felt and very present in the conversations I have with advisors and agents. Outside of just being somebody who potentially changes your client's life and allows them more time, there are also other reasons why it benefits you and your business to offer Galleri to your clients, or at least it could. It's a differentiator. It's an excellent conversation starter with clients who just never seem to have the time to talk to you. It sets you apart, helps you tap into what clients are up to, what they're thinking, how they're feeling about life itself, and where it's going. And we think it's a major wow opportunity. And we want to empower you to continue to do more than just provide your clients with excellent financial advice. Something else that can derail your business or your assets under management is an untimely client death. And especially right now when there's so much at stake, with Galleri, we could potentially help you retain and grow money out with your clients over a longer time horizon, and provide you with more time to develop relationships with your clients. And very importantly, your clients' children, who are the next generation of wealth holders. You will see that a majority of children change financial advisors upon the death of their parents. But I highly doubt if you had value add benefits like Galleri coupled with your normal, excellent quality of care, that this transition of assets under management would occur in your book of business, especially if you think that you were, able to potentially have saved a family member along the length of that relationship. Those children would probably take their business to no one but you for the rest of their lives and even generations on. Many carriers have launched programs with Grail, and some have even expanded those programs already to include more eligible policyholders. So what I'd love to encourage you to do today is reach out to my partner, Jonathan Matthews. He is out there in the field. He's going to different geographic, different territories, different areas of the country, to meet one-on-one with advisors. He can do virtual meetings. And he can help you understand which of your clients might be eligible for a complimentary Galleri test already, and help you kind of understand what might be on the horizon for the offerings. And then also provide you with support for reaching out and talking with those clients. If you're interested in learning more about the science, the technology, who we are as a company, also feel free to reach out to Jonathan. He can book time with subject matter experts at our company. We have medical science liaisons who can go deep into the science with you, talk the talk with you if that's your thing. But also he can, simply help you get your list of eligible clients and help you design client outreach campaigns that really fit you and your business. We have ways that either you can deploy content, we have templates for you, or we also have programs where we can deploy content on your behalf as well. So here is the contact information I promised. Jonathan's contact information is over here on the right. There's a QR code for his LinkedIn profile if that's your thing. You'd like to look him up on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn as well, Kelsey Spencer. And then over here is our producer landing page. Has some really good information in the videos that I mentioned earlier, where you can learn more about what financial professionals are saying about the Galleri test. We've talked about the dire state of cancer in the US and globally. We've talked about what Galleri is. We've talked about, some next steps to get you started in spreading the message of Gallery with your network. But I'd like to leave you with a quote that I really feel like fits where we are today. And it says, "You cannot do a kindness too soon, for you never know how soon it will be too late." And that's by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Thank you.
Well, Kelsey Spencer, that is a great quote. Thank you for joining us today. We will watch the chat box and see if we have any questions. But as we are doing that, could you give me a number between 1 and 26?
21.
All right, 21. Ooh, our winner is Jeff Rothmaner. Jeff, you won a Starbucks gift card and a CE voucher. Check chat box, see if we have any questions. I have talked about this with some advisors, and one of the questions that I've gotten, right off the bat is, how is, my clients take this test, how is it going to affect their premium?
So the life insurance carrier does not get the results of the test. They are very careful to not go anywhere close to getting those results of the test. So your client's test results will not impact a client's premiums on in-force policies either positively or negatively. If you really think through that, your client has signed a contract, they've signed on that dotted line, those premiums are locked in, at least from that Gallery perspective.
And, one of my suggestions is let's make sure you've got your coverage before you take the test, just in case, what if happens. But if it comes back positive, how will this test affect my future insurability?
We want to be really clear here, Brendan. Cancer is what impacts insurability, not the Gallery test. Gallery test is not able to be used for any underwriting purposes right now, so it won't have a negative impact on clients' insurability. But keep in mind, if a positive signal is detected, any subsequent diagnostic workups that occur from a positive test that may appear on your client's medical records, and that could impact future insurability. But if you really think through that, a positive signal arises, you could have potentially just saved your client's life. And it's really no different than if your client goes in for a mammogram and they don't go to they see a shadow, they don't go to the workup. The underwriter's not going to underwrite them until they go through that full workup and come back with a clean bill of health.
So to reiterate, let's make sure we've got the proper coverage in force before we do an additional, testing. Not a reason not to do the test, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, what a great conversation starter. So you have this new test that you can take. Make sure you have the proper coverage in place before you take it. Kind of a sales opportunity if you think about it that way.
I would agree. Well, thank you, Kelsey. On next week's brew, we have we'll kick off our 2024 focused planning series, which every month we're going to review a case study on the brew. January will be kicking off our business valuations, and we'll take a closer look at the informal business valuation process. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We'll see you next week on the brew. Remember to eat your spinach and live a long life like Betty by making sure you don't have cancer. Take care, everyone.